Good rainy morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel, North Country Off Grid. It is freaking raining outside real hard. All right, guys, so today we're going to talk really quickly. I want to let all you guys know, a few of you already saw the message bulletin in the community section of the new network we are creating just here for North Country, just for you guys who want to stay in touch if this channel was to get taken down. Now, the other purpose of this is to network, to figure out what's happening in your neck of the woods, what's happening in your areas. Now, this is going to evolve a bit. It's going to evolve in this way right here, guys. So not only are we going to be able to keep track of each other, keep track of what is going on here on this app. The app is called Throne. I received an email from them a little while ago. I had a buddy of mine who's pretty tech smart. Check it out. Let me know if it's a pretty legit system. And he said, yes, you're good to go. So we implemented it. We started it yesterday. We did a little soft opening yesterday and just the messaging. And a few of you guys are already jumping on board, which is great. But this allows us to keep track of each other, to set up a network if YouTube is to go down. And here's why YouTube might go down. 2020. You guys know the big Facebook purge of 2020 of most all patriot groups, militia groups, 3%er group, all of them across the board. They wiped out thousands of accounts. Here in the great state of Idaho, our organization was wiped out in a day. The entire organization, everyone's page, from state leadership to zone leadership, to county leadership. They went through and took off everybody who was affiliated with the real 3%ers of Idaho. Now, for us, that wasn't, it wasn't a huge hit. It was a big hit, but it wasn't a huge hit because we already had backup networks. We already had backup systems to communicate with each other. So we did not lose a step. What we did lose was the ability to reach people outside of the organization. But what we didn't lose was communication with each other, which was huge. Now, for many groups across the U.S., across the world, whatever, the U.S. being the most important, many of those guys lost contact with people who they had been talking to for years and didn't ever think to get a phone number or get an email or create a different system outside of Facebook. I guess they just assumed Facebook would always be there for them. And they learned a hard lesson. That lesson we did not have to learn as hard, but I think it is time to do it with YouTube. YouTube has been censoring the channel much more than usual ever. Occasionally they seem to put the boot on the neck of the channel and they drive everything down. I have the ability to see my analytics, my views, the amount of people subscribing every month. There's just tons of stuff I get to look at in my back office to figure out how the channel is trending. Since we have been hitting on a lot of preparedness videos, talking about COVID, that sort of thing, we have gotten a lot of people to the channel. We have gotten a lot of growth out of the channel. And then about 2 months ago, YouTube has really been throttling back on the channel. The subscriber count that we are at right now is where we were at when we had like 2,000 subs. So it's being shut down. Many of the videos are demonetized right off the bat. And now for some reason, I can't even go to YouTube and check the little box that asks for a manual review saying, hey, I'm not breaking any guidelines. Please manually review my video and change it back. They've done this to other people. I've seen other much bigger channels talk about this before, talking about how YouTube takes away the ability to make money, and then they take away your ability to even say like, hey, can you show me where I'm breaking any rules? What they're doing, guys, is they're just censoring certain content. As you guys know, there's channels being taken down just because of their content. And a lot of that stuff has to do with people with opinions. And if you've watched this channel for a bit, you know that I'm a person with some opinions. So guys, the link to the app is going to be down in the description. You guys can check it out. It is $6 a month. We did put a monetary value on it for a couple reasons. One, it's going to take up a good bit of time with me interacting with you guys. It does take up time. Two, and this is the biggest reason, is as channels get bigger, they start to draw attention from people who just hate on them. So a lot of my comments, more and more, are people coming from other channels who are mad that I'm speaking about their channel, like the NFAC. But they come to the comments and just start spewing hate. And I think they're probably reporting the channel too, which is probably why we're getting a lot of attention from YouTube. But anyway, what that does is it takes away from what YouTube is. It takes away from the comment section. It used to be to where I would go through, read, and respond to every comment in the comment section. And now the amount of negative comments is starting to increase so much that it's not worth my time to go through and partake in the harassment and the belittlement of me. Reading comments over and over of people who don't like you, don't like what you're doing, and have nothing but negative things to say about you is not something I feel like partaking in. So it just takes away from being able to get into the comments and sit and talk to a lot of you guys. So what we're doing is we're opening that up somewhere else, away from the YouTube platform where YouTube can't take it down. And then on top of that, we're going to stop all the people who want to come and hate by adding some money to it, because they're not going to pay money to come and be rude. Unfortunately, it is the only way to stop it. They're not going to pay money to hang out and tell me how much they don't like me. So that is the healthy balance we had to find, guys. It needed to be just enough money to where someone wouldn't just pay it just to come and run their mouth, and then we had to make it a small amount to where it even makes it worth it for anyone to come do it. I am happy to see that people are coming in and checking it out. Many of you guys jump in my live streams and throw me $10, $20, $30, $40, $50 in super chats in the live streams that we try to do almost weekly. They've been about bi-weekly now that the weather's getting colder. But you're throwing money at me in super chats. I figure a $6 fee a month to come and be a part of it is less than you're already throwing at me most of the time anyway. So getting back to the network of what we want it to be, guys, I showed you guys the radio, having the ability to communicate on multiple different levels. Now, this is a system that we have set up here in Idaho with our organization. There are layers of communication. One goes down, we have another. One goes down, we have another. One goes down, we have another. Layers of communication, so that when platforms who choose to censor you shut you down, it doesn't stop us. We keep on rolling. We're on a new platform. So methods of communication, guys. For one, we're going to be on Throne. I don't see Throne censoring us. It's basically a private chat that you're setting up, a private chat room, unless they choose to get in and monitor our chat and then decide, hey, we don't like what you guys are doing, so you're out. I don't think that's going to take place, so we should be pretty free to talk about what we want to talk about. Plan, prepare, share information, talk about what's happening in local areas, which is a huge branch of network, guys. That is basically what your media was supposed to do. Now the media just lies about everything that's taking place. So if we can have some trustworthy conversations about what's taking place in certain areas, it is great for stacking data of what is taking place and building networks to help warn people, prepare people, that sort of thing. Now, leading into more lines of communication like the radios, we're going to reach out to ham operators. Any of you guys that are ham radio operators, I just passed my test yesterday. I did fantastic. Passed my test, so I will be getting my license in about 2 weeks, which means I am then able to get up and running and start building a network. Now, we have local networks built. We have state networks built. We don't have national networks built personally. For me, this is a huge way of reaching out to you guys and me being able to sit down with a map and some pins and start pinning your guys' locations and set up a network all the way across the US using ham radio. So if that is a system that you guys are interested in, it is going to be a prepper network. It is going to be a preparedness network, opening the lines of communication, and hopefully we can make it a national network where we don't get shut down and can figure out what people are doing and what is going on from state to state, which is very crucial coming up, guys, as we're seeing this all of a sudden purge take place just a couple months before election time of people like militia groups, people who would be considered the resistance to tyranny. There's probably a reason why YouTube and Facebook are shutting down their lines of communication. And so that means that you got to start coming up with plan B, C, and D, right? So if they're going to try and shut us down a month or two before the elections, that makes me a little nervous. I would assume that makes many of you guys nervous as well. And so I'm hoping you guys jump on board. I'm hoping you guys can help me to set up this network, be a part of this network, be the eyes and ears in your state, your area. I'm sure many of you guys have ham operator networks in your area, maybe just don't have this platform to connect all of those dots. I'm looking to connect all of those dots. I will get a couple of my guys on board helping me out with that, guys who are much more experienced in communication, and hopefully we can set up that network, that multi-layer network. So layer 1, guys, right here in the comments section. Don't know how long it's going to be around. Layer 2, guys, is the Throne app. Please check it out. Layer 3 is going to be our radio communications. And then there's some more after that. And if you guys want to be a part of those, you guys want to learn about those, please come over to the app, check it out. We hope to see you there. This is not for everybody. I don't want you guys to share this out on your social media and tell your friends. I only want this to be for those of you who choose to support North Country Off-Grid. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will catch you on the next one. Hopefully it's not raining anymore.